Okay, going into the day, pretty neutral bias. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing these London lows and Asia lows get taken, because we also have a 4-hour fair value gap right here. Um, and price took out previous day highs, so there is a lot of good bearish confluences. However, price is not totally yet that we want to go down. With that being said, the ES is very close to take out these London lows. So if we get an SMT, I might be tempted to look for longs. I'm not a big fan of this 15-minute fair value gap we have right here, though. Um, so taking longs without this being inversed would be rather sketchy to me. But I'm not opposed to taking longs whatsoever. As for shorts, not interested to take your shorts aside this 15-minute fair value gap. Just because we're all coming off this hour fair value gap, right? And price is still holding a bullish trend. So overall, rather neutral. Just want to wait to see what price does. Look for some small scalps. I'm not expecting much to be clear for today. Um, just because, like I said, price is in the middle of being bullish and bearish, especially if we get this SMT. Then that would definitely throw things into a loop. So we'll just have to wait and see. If we do get SMT, might look for a balance of equilibrium if it has been hit. Yeah, so maybe equilibrium. But that would be as far as that goes, unless this 15-minute gets inverse. But I'm not a big fan of taking longs targeting this high because it is a protected high. So we'll see. Not very excited of what I'm seeing for today though. Just gotta be patient.
Wasted away off too many drugs. Ain't on my face.
Mulek, why you do that?
Sometimes I feel I'm wasted away off too many drugs. I hit the point I can't feel my face. Smoke a wood until you get on my way. If you is not the gang, I promise I ain't got time to play. Don't ask me how I'm doing today. Still the demon you remember. I've been stuck in my ways. Quit talking on my feelings won't change. After all that shit I told you, you still played in my face. I don't wanna go there with you. Gotta always keep it on me, cause I know how they move. I've been tired of feeling lonely, I've been stuck on the moon. In my head I'm on a mission, cause they got me confused. Bitches tell you that they love you, same time saying you're through. Hate the feeling when they dub you, but it ain't nothing new. Now when I look up at the sky, I see the color ain't blue. Imagine praying to your angels to obliterate you. Sometimes I feel I'm wasted away off too many drugs. I hit the point I can't feel my face. Smoke a wood until you get out my way. If you was not the game, I promise I ain't got time to play. Don't ask me how I'm doing today. Still the demon you remember. I've been stuck in my ways. Quit talking on my feelings won't change. After all that shit I told you, you still played in my face. Blunt stain in my lips.
Okay. So I took this long, and some things I liked about the trade, some things I didn't like about the trade. So let's break it down. Okay, so initially, once I saw price rejected off this 15-minute fair value gap, I was like, okay, cool. Price was coming out on London lows. I doubted Asia lows, but probably London lows, right? But then we put in this SMT, which we expected, right? We put in this bullish SMT, London lows and Asia lows both taken on the ES, not the Nasdaq. Cool. So once I saw that, I was automatically looking for longs, but I didn't know where, right? So I was kind of thinking, price comes down to London lows. We keep the SMT with Asia lows, and then we get set up from there. Well, I recognized that price was inside this 15-minute bullish fair value gap, and we swept sell side liquidity inside of that. So we have that. Let me write this down. Okay, so we have price entering a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Sell side liquidity has been taken, right? And we have a very strong SMT. Okay, so I saw that off rip, and I was already a fan of that. So that went down lower time frame. I recognized, okay, well we have this 5 minute fair value gap right here, right? And usually I would wait for that inversion, but as you saw, come about three on the 3 minute time frame, we saw this big fucking bullish candle, right? Mad momentum. So when you see that with a 3 minute fair value gap paired within a 5 minute, right? Usually you can ignore the 5 minute and just take the 3 minute. Okay, so that was the next thing we had. We had a 3 minute um inverse fair value gap. So now we have everything we need to take a trade. Cool. What I also noticed, which was semi advanced, we had this Judas, right? This right here, this price leg was nothing but a Judas swing to manipulate price to take sell side liquidity, will balance the inefficiency, and to manipulate price to go up higher, right? So this was a Judas swing. Um, so that was my main confluence for this trade, was the fact that it was a Judas. So we also had a Judas swing. Cool. And how I knew it was a Judas swing was from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. If you have a leg going opposing, like your draw opposing your liquidity. So for example, today, bigger time frame of bullish, right? But we open up the market short. Okay, so it's a leg opposing our draw liquidity, which is higher. And so this best happens from 9:30 to 10. As you can see with the time, this Judas finished at 9:50 essentially, which is also the macro time, right? So 9:50, 10:10 macro time. So we also had macro. So now we're aligning the price with structure, right? Okay. So this is everything I liked about the trade. Also, something I want to point out. Usually I say, I'll take profit at my break-even stage if it's 20 points or more. And as you know, today it was 20 points. And you might be wondering why I didn't take profits there. That's because I recognized that this was a Judas. Price is overall bullish. And I was very confident this high gets taken. Why? Because the market is bullish. Lower time frame will form a market maker buy model, right? With this Judas being our market maker sell model, and this being our market maker buy model. And I was able to identify that within this region. So I'm not going to hold for this when I know price is going to go up to that buy side, right? Because it's the market maker buy model. And we just disrespected this Judas. I mean, it's A plus textbook. Now, I said there was a few things I didn't like about the trade. I didn't like this 5 minute closure, right? This 5 minute right here, I don't like how we didn't inverse this 5 minute fair value gap. Once I saw that, very, very hesitant on the trade. Given I was already in the trade, but I wasn't a fan of it. That's number one. Number two, what I did not like, prices rejecting off this 2 minute fair value gap. So that's the second thing I didn't like about the trade. Was we were still respecting bearish PD arrays, right? Technically, this 2 minute and the 5 minute fair value gap. But I was semi-confident that we didn't need to inverse this just yet. We didn't need to inverse the 5 minute yet because we made this 3 minute fair value gap. We had equilibrium right here, which you saw me draw out in live time. I expected price to come here and rebalance it to shoot up higher, right? That's why you saw me draw it earlier. I wanted to see equilibrium get respected because it should have, and it did, which is why the trade walked out. You also saw price made a very small SMT, and that's when price jumped up. This didn't really help me, if that makes sense. What I was saying in the trade. Once I saw the SMT, I still thought it could have been a losing trade. But it was something to note down. So yeah, that was the conference for today. 15-minute bullish fair value gap respected. This level of sell side inside of a fair value gap taken. A massive SMT. our 3-minute inverse fair value gap, right? And then we had our Judas swing, which Judas swings are ideally the best trades to take. They're most textbook. Yeah, they're just very simple, very easy. The issue with Judas, or what can make them difficult, is that you like Judas swing sets you up to think that the trend has changed, right? So during this leg, people are thinking, okay, well, bearish, right? So when you're taking, a trade going up in the opposite direction, it gets a little dodgy, right? Takes a lot of confidence, but very good trade. And then we have the macro timer. I don't trade during my macros, like I don't like look out for them on purpose, but I did recognize, okay, we're in the macro, we're inside the Judas swing time frame. Overall, good. Um, I'm expecting price honestly to continue up higher, take it this high, most likely. Um, Especially if it inverts this 5 minute. If we inverse this 5 minute, price is 100% going to here. My bad, 15 minutes. Um, so we'll see. Price could also reject off this 5 minute BPO, but doesn't matter what I'll trade. Don't care. So overall, good day. GG's.